Sheriff's Office Transfer 1 on you. I'm with Dan. Dan, repeat the address there, please.
It's 503 Dwayne.
7835, code 6, 105 North Avenue, 52.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the 40th, would you believe it, 40th meeting and Valor Awards dinner and the 41st anniversary of the 100 Club of DuPage County. My name is Chris Habermill. I've been in the Chicago media for the last 33 years on both radio and television. I most recently have been back in the saddle again in Skywatch, the new name for Chopper 2. So every time I turn around, I got a new name. Everybody asks me for business cards. Do you have a business card? No, because everything changed again, and the information and the logo and everything else there. So basically what you see is what you get. And I've also been in the fire service for the last 19 years as a lieutenant and a former training officer from the Kirkland Community Fire District in northwestern DeKalb County. You may remember almost 10 years ago in 2015, we had a little tornado go through Fairdale. That was our job out there. Went through parts of Rochelle and Fairdale, came out of Ogle County in through DeKalb County, and actually almost hit Belvedere. So I have been in the air, on the road, and doing things. Also am part owner of a towing company too. So got a little everything going on here, folks. What I like to do, first of all, before we get into kind of the order of business today, I would like to hark back to a more simple time. We have some interesting days ahead of us in the nation and the world. And back in the days of the Depression, a fellow journalist and radio personality by the name of Everett Mitchell, who lived out in Wheaton for years and years until he passed away in 1990. He started on a station, WENR, in Chicago, and he was on for almost 30 years in the Farm and Home Hour. And he began every broadcast with, "It's a beautiful day in Chicago." Of course, it is a little bit warmer than we would expect for this time of year, but we have a cool down underway. But it's a great day to be alive, and I hope it's even more beautiful wherever you are. That's how he would begin his show. And I'll tell you the kind of the background on that. In the middle of the Depression, May 14th, 1932 is when he said that for the first time on radio. And the reason being is that he would ride to work on the train every day. And in the middle of the Depression, it was a cold and misty day. It was kind of dark outside. And everybody was really feeling it. On that day, it had been announced that the body of Charles Lindbergh's son, his baby, had been found after being kidnapped. And the people that were riding aboard the train with him said, "This place is done. The United States is done. It's over. We can't exist with things going on like this in the world." And he thought to himself, you know, there's an old saying, if there's enough blue in the sky to patch a Dutchman's pants, then it's a great day, it's a beautiful day. And I'm going to say that. And he didn't tell it, he didn't clear it with anybody over when he got to the station, and they thought he had lost his mind. He said, "It's a beautiful day in Chicago." And they're like, "Should we turn the microphone off or what? What's he going to say next?" And when he got done, he just went in, "It's the Farm and Home Hour with Everett Mitchell." And you know what? After he got done, the switchboard lit up. And there were people said, "Everett, could you help take calls? We're going crazy here. There's all sorts of people calling." And he's thinking, "Oh my gosh, do I even have a job?" Because back in those days, they were pretty square on the radio. Things didn't happen unless they were scripted. And so he picked up the phone, and a fellow on the other end said, "With everything that is going on in the world, how could you say that? But please say it again, because it made me feel good." They got 13,000 letters saying, "Please say that again." And he said that every day of his career. As a matter of fact, when he moved out to Wheaton in 1955, and he eventually retired to Beautiful Day Farm in Wheaton. So with that, let's get going. Just a little bit of something that when you're out on patrol, you go to work, you go to the office, and you're thinking it's pretty dire, it's pretty dreary, maybe the weather's not so good because we got a lot of stretches of that coming up, just think about that. It's a beautiful day in Chicago, or it's a beautiful day in Naperville, or it's a beautiful day in Lisle. And it'll lift your spirits, and it'll be uplifting for those around you as well. The 100 Club of DuPage County was established in September of 1982. It's a private nonprofit charitable organization incorporated under the laws of the state of Illinois. The club offers assistance to families of law enforcement and firefighting personnel who have been killed, injured, or otherwise stricken while residing or working in the county. And we are honored to have many dignitaries, state and community leaders, and people with various great levels of responsibility with us here tonight to celebrate our Valor Award recipients and support our fire and police services. It'd be difficult to name all of you. Literally, there are dozens and dozens and dozens. And each and every one of you, please know that we value your presence here tonight and everything you do for our communities. So let's show our appreciation by giving all of those folks a round of applause. At this time, I would ask that everybody please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Honor Guard from the Lisle Woodridge Fire Protection District with pipes and drums by firefighters Highland Guard of Naperville. Please remain standing for the national anthem sung by Kira Sabanago and the invocation by Chaplain Dan Sullivan. Present arms!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's bow our heads for a moment. God of the universe, God of our hearts, we thank you for the gift of this night, the gift of those present in this room, and the gift of all those who serve and protect us. We ask you to bless those who support law enforcement and fire service personnel, especially the members of the 100 Club of DuPage, who quite literally have their backs. Be with us tonight as we honor in a special way the valor of Officer Courtney Duffy, Officer Allison Simcoe, and Officer Mark Schumacher. Their selfless service reminds each of us of that which is good in our world. Bless, too, the food and fellowship we share tonight. Amen.
All right, first of all, I'd like to express a note of thanks, of course, to Lyle Woodridge Fire Protection District. It's been a long day. And the Highland Guard of Naperville for providing the color guard and the pipes and drums. Also, how about Kira Savanago with the rendition of the national anthem? And a special note for Reverend Williams, Dan Williams. Those of you who are not familiar with him, he spent many years, 21 years at the Westmont Fire Department. He's the chaplain there and is going to be full-time back as the chaplain after he retires from Rush Copley as being the spiritual leader there for 38 years. So thank you very much, chaplain. And you may be seated. Please enjoy dinner.
Good evening to everyone. My name is Michael Ladon. I'm a board member here at the 100 Club, and on behalf of Lisa Savanago and the rest of the board, we want to thank all of you for coming out on this weird 80-degree day in October to enjoy this evening with us. We have some short remarks. We're going to do some official business, and then we'll get on with the program. In the program that's on all of your tables, you'll find our club's annual report of review of the club's event, a listing of our dinner sponsors, our corporate members, on a list of our donors. And really, honestly, we really would like to recognize tonight and thank profusely our tonight's dinner sponsors who every year give so generously. And if you are here, please stand up when I call your name, and we have them listed on the board behind me. Air One Equipment, if you're here. John J. Milner and Associates, Nameplate and Panel Technology. Lisa, that's you. You can stand up, Lisa. Otson, Denolfo, Hasselbag, and Castaldo Limited. Rome Exterra Restoration, Sawyer Faldudo Asset Management, and SBC Waste Solutions Incorporated. Thank you guys so much. And a special thanks, Sean, who was a board member, Sean Flood. You can stand back up, and SBC Waste Solutions. He was our wine sponsor for the table tonight. Thank you, Sean. And I also want to give a shout out to a very special guest who has joined us this evening. Caitlin Brennan, who is the CEO of the 100 Club of Illinois, who is our partner in crime to help our first responders, our officers and fire service members here in the state of Illinois, and her team, Megan Kelsey. They're sitting right up here. Caitlin, you want to stand up real quick and be recognized? When officers in the remaining state of Illinois, when they go down and they need help and their families need help, Caitlin and her team are always going for the rest of the state. So Caitlin, we appreciate and thank everything that you and your team do for everybody else. So thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are truly grateful for all the donations received and continue to welcome any individual, group, or organization to name the 100 Club of DuPage as your charity for your event, tribute, or memorial. To name a few of the events that were held in the 100 Club's honor, Mark Horner and his team at Fairhaven Wealth Management in Wheaton again hosted a large charity golf event halfway to St. Patrick's Day Charity Golf Invitational in support of the 100 Club. Jerry and Kathy Morelli, owners of Augustino's Rock and Roll Deli and Grill in Carroll Stream in West Chicago. They continue to raise funds and awareness of the 100 Club by placing a donate, change, and tips here as patrons check out. And all of those proceeds go to benefit the 100 Club. And finally, the DuPage Fire Chiefs raise funds in honor of the 100 Club at their fall golf outing. So thank you to all of you. This year, the 100 Club was also named the recipient of a number of in memoriam and honorary gifts. These donations honored the memory of Korean War veteran Thomas Cafferty Sr. and Officer Daniel R. Staffy from the Carroll Stream Police Department, and in honor of retired Warrenville Chief Gary Kleinwalker. We are grateful to have received such generosity, and from the bottom of our hearts, for everyone who has written a check, attended one of these or any of the number of events, or just taken the time to consider the 100 Club of DuPage as a beneficiary, we want to say thank you. What a wonderful way to show our first responders here who are present and all over DuPage County that they are very, very loved. Thank you. Creating connections, steadfast relationships, and providing lasting resources so that the 100 Club can continue to thrive for generations to come is a large part of what the Board of Directors do. You will not see lots of posts on social media, press releases on the work that we do. Everything that we do is behind the scenes. We, the members of the board, give our time, talent, advice, leadership for really no other reason than the appreciation of the hard work that many of all of the first responders here in DuPage County do day in and day out to keep the citizens of DuPage County safe and protected. I have been honored and humbled to work with such brilliant minds for over 12 years, minds who volunteered to make this club what it is today. And I would like to introduce some of our board of directors that are here tonight. And if those directors would please stand as I call your name, and please remain standing. Michelle Burr, where are you, Michelle? There she is. Stephen Donolfo, I know you're here, Steve. I introduced him before, Sean Flood. Myself. Lisa Savinago, our chair. And Marty Walker. Marty in the back. Marty, stand up, bud. Thank you so very much. The Board of Directors will elect their officers at our November meeting. And the work of the 100 Club is not possible without the support of the DuPage County Chiefs of Police Association and the DuPage Fire Chiefs Association. Each association appoints 2 liaisons to the 100 Club, and these liaisons are responsible for assisting and promoting the goals and objectives of the club. Specifically, they serve in an advisory capacity to the Board of Directors. And I would like to thank and acknowledge our current liaisons. And if you could, please stand up as I call your name. And where is he? I see him standing at table 5. Retired Chief, Fire Chief Bob Tanucci. Bob, there you are. And he cannot hide at table 11, Chief Steve Riley of Westmont. And he's not here tonight, but Deputy Chief of Oakbrook, Reed Fultonevich, is not here, but he's here. He's here in spirit, so hand for Reed. And finally, at table 10, you can't hide, Princeton Yowker of Wheaton PD. Thanks, Chief, for being here. And with special appreciation, we want to thank board member Michelle for our program design. Thank you, Michelle. Jim Hawk, our photographer, running around here. Jim, our 100 Club administrator, Laney Grabowski from Lauterbach and Amen. And assisting with tonight's event, many of you met both Jackie Brokup and Sherry Nugent from Salduro Sawyer Asset Management. Thank you guys for your help tonight. And we're grateful to the Hilton Banquet and Special Events staff for their continued generosity, loyalty, and commitment to the 100 Club. Thank you, Hilton staff, for a great service tonight. We really do appreciate everything. And finally, a great special thanks for our team up here, Kevin Willman and Paul Thompson behind the camera for running the show tonight. They have been producing what you're about to see, our Valor Award films, and documenting each of our dinners for the last, I don't know, umpteen years? Umpteen. Million? Yeah, probably million. But you guys have done a fantastic job documenting this and doing us a great service to really show our team what special work that our DuPage Fire and Police team do for us day in and day out. So, guys, thank you very much for everything you do. And with that, Chris, you're up.
All right, thank you, Michael. Michael Adana, thank you very much. And thanks, guys, for doing that. You know, I did look up umpteenth. That's a formal adjective for something that is the latest or the last and something that is infinitely numerous. So you can amaze your friends with that. Let's switch gears a little bit and let's go ahead and see who has given their life, unfortunately, in the line of duty, the ultimate sacrifice. An act of valor is an outstanding act of bravery or heroism which is undertaken in the face of personal injury or risk to life, and which displays the personal characteristics of selflessness and devotion above and beyond the call of duty. The award of valor shall be considered a lifelong honor. The same recipient can earn the award valor more than once, and to be eligible to earn the award of valor, the recipient must be a law enforcement officer or a firefighter whose primary work or assignment is in DuPage County, or who, while in the performance of their duty in DuPage County, performs an act of valor. At this time, I may invite any past recipients of the Award of Valor that is with us tonight to please stand and acknowledge. Come on, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you, our past Valor Award recipients. And as you can see from that roll call of past Valor Award recipients, both present and not present, but present in the video, there have been a lot of amazing things that have been done here in DuPage County and continue to be done on a daily basis, even as we speak here tonight. Valor Award recipients are nominated by their peers with applications submitted by their department chiefs to the DuPage Fire or Police Chiefs Association. The associations evaluate the applications and make recommendations to the 100 Club of Directors each year. This year, the Naperville Police Department has nominated their officers for this distinguished award. Let's have a round of applause for Naperville and the officers that you saw them up there. Got a little bit of a hint on who was there.
Good evening. My name is Jason Aries, and I'm the Chief of Police for the Naperville Police Department. I'm here to talk to you tonight about an incident that occurred in our town on January 2nd of this year. On that date, we were dispatched to a vehicle that had unfortunately driven into a retention pond near one of our libraries. Based on the cold conditions and the emergency of that vehicle being occupied by 3 people, to include an infant, our officers sprung into action quickly to help this family. 2 of our officers, Courtney Madden and Allison Simcoe, were close to the incident as they were responding to a call in a nearby neighborhood. The other officer, our school resource officer, Mark Schumacher, was working nearby at Neuqua Valley High School and ran over to the incident. As the officers arrived on scene, they quickly assessed that they were going to have to enter the frigid water and go out there to save the family.
We realized that there was an SUV pretty far out into the water. There was a couple witnesses on scene. At least one witness said there was still a child in the vehicle. You could hear the mother screaming. I believe she was asking for help for her child. The fire department was pulling up right as we were, but because there was a child in the vehicle and at least 2 other people that we were aware of, we decided to go in the water.
We all entered the water together. Like Officer Simcoe said, we made it to the vehicle. She was at the driver's side trying to get the door open to get the child out.
We could see inside, they were trying to open the doors and it wasn't working. You could see the water was getting pretty high up, and due to the cold water temperatures, you could tell that we had to make a decision pretty quick.
We weren't able to open any of the doors, so at that time I decided to break the rear passenger window with my baton. Somehow that did something with the pressure and we were able to open the doors.
I was able to get into the rear passenger side of the vehicle. I saw the child in her car seat. I was able to pull her out of the car seat just as the water was starting to rise up to her feet.
When Officer Simcoe got the child out, Officer Schumacher assisted with that. The father was able to get himself out and started walking to the shore. Officer Schumacher and I assisted the mother out. She was pretty upset, obviously, so we helped her, and I think she realized she was able to walk at that point, so we assisted her to the shore as well.
And the fire department did an excellent job getting to them as quickly as they could, assessing all of them and making sure they didn't need any further medical treatment. And then as soon as all of us got out of the water, we were also assessed by the fire department, and very, very thankful and grateful that they were there, because we realized how cold it was once we were standing on the shoreline. I don't think any of us were even considering how cold it was going to be. We immediately went in the water. Of course, afterwards we're feeling the effects of the cold weather, but I think the instincts and the adrenaline just took over that it wasn't even a question. We were going in that water.
I think we have to give credit to our training department too. They put us through a variety of scenarios to have us run to the face of danger. And not that we've done a scenario where we've had to go into freezing cold water, but we have done different scenarios where we run towards danger and try to handle it as safely and effectively as possible.
We always teach our people to be calm under crisis, which is easier said than done, but we also teach them to make a decision, sometimes the difficult one. And it obviously played out in this, because sometimes we can overthink situations, and that didn't happen today. They were decisive, they were willing to take the risks involved to save a family. That's the honor of the public safety profession, as it is every day. Others above thyself, which they were willing to do this day in question. I'd really like to commend them and thank them again for their bravery to enter those waters and to save that family that day. Who knows how this could have ended up, but because of their actions, it ended up safely for all parties involved. I'd really like to say thank you to the 100 Club for their recognition year after year of public safety personnel that put themselves out there in protection of their communities. It really means a lot to us. And thank you for everyone that's here tonight supporting the 100 Club and the police officers and other public safety personnel that work every day to protect all of us. Have a great night, everyone.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you the 3 recipients of our 2024 Valor Award. Please come on up. Ladies and gentlemen, first, Officer Courtney Duffy. The second recipient of our 2024 Valor Award, Officer Allison Simcoe. And the third recipient of our 2024 Valor Award, Officer Mark Schumacher.
I just want to thank the 100 Club for giving us this honor. I know that we definitely were not expecting this when we did what we did. I also want to thank Chief Aries for nominating us. Like I said, we were not expecting all the praise. I think we know that the people who we work with would have done the same exact thing. But thank you very much, and also congratulations to Courtney and Allison.
I originally wasn't going to say anything because I'm a shy person, and clearly by my video I'm not the best public speaker, but I think I'd be remiss to say, to not say thank you. Thank you to the 100 Club for nominating us. We're truly honored. Thank you to Chief for being here and DC for being here. Really appreciate it.
Just echoing what my partners have said, thank you to everyone for being here.
Say that again.
Thank you. Just echoing what my partners have said, thank you for everyone for being here. Thank you to the 100 Club. This is an amazing honor. We really appreciate it. Thank you to Chief Aries for nominating us. And thank you to our department. We really appreciate you guys being here and supporting us.
So I think you heard enough from me on the video, so I'll be quick. The cliche of policing is you never know what any day, and I guess I'd say what any hour is going to bring on the job. But what you saw here today is probably something that these 3 never thought they'd be doing as police officers, and that's jumping into a frigid pond to save lives. But I meant what I said. Whether it's police, fire, the public safety profession puts others above thyself. That's the nobility of our profession that each and every one of us is willing to do. And I tell you, as a chief, I'm super proud of everything they did. That day, they acted. That's the biggest thing you want. Don't freeze in the moment. They made a decision. They went with it. And I do think that they saved at least that kid's life that day because those parents were in a big panic, not knowing what to do. So thank you 3 for what you did that day. That was awesome. The 100 Club, thank you so much for what you do year after year for our public safety personnel, how you support all of us. It means so much to every one of us. Thank you, and have a great night, everyone.
On behalf of all of us the entire board of directors and the members of the 100 Club of DuPage, we want to thank all of you for coming out tonight and celebrating with us, celebrating their heroism and celebrating their service. And whether you are an annual participant or whether you are here for the first time tonight, we thank you for coming here. We hope that you will join us again next year, because we're here every year. And over the years, the 100 Club has helped both firefighters and police personnel and their families through medical tragedies and untimely deaths. Loss of life, injury, or sickness is never easy, and it is part of what we do as a club to be there in a family's time of need. This is why your participation tonight, your membership, your donations to the club is so important. Without those funds, we would not be able to assist those sworn personnel who put their lives on the line for us each and every day. So I would like you all to please now stand up as Chaplain Dan Sullivan leads us in the benediction, and continue standing for the retiring of the colors. And ladies and gentlemen, we hope that you have a very good night. Please be safe, and we hope to see all of you next year. Chaplain Sullivan.
Thank you, Michael. Let's bow our heads for a moment. God of the universe, God of our hearts, we thank you for your presence amongst us this evening. Thanks for the courageous men and women who continue to rise up year after year to serve the men, women, and children of our county. Help us to continue to do good work, to support those who serve the public. Bless our families and grant us a safe journey home tonight. Amen.
Amen.
Present arms. Order. Arms. Prepare to retrieve the colors. Ready? Read.